How you doing, folks? Welcome to the first episode of Knife and Fork TV. My name is Marcus Davis. I will be your cook for the day. Today we're gonna do a bit of a different recipe to a household item by the name of chili. It's called a garlic chipotle chili. I learned a few years back from a chef of mine, and since then I've taken it under my wing, and now I'm going to share the recipe with you guys. So what we're going to start off with today, we're going to start off with Spanish onions and a whole garlic clove. One whole Spanish onion. Some of you like prefer to it as a white onion. I like the term Spanish onion. And a whole garlic clove. Now the items I'm mentioning are going to go into a blender so that we can make our chili sauce. So we have them chopped up. You can dice them up. You can chop them. You can even leave it whole, depending on what kind of blender you have. I, on one hand, have a really good blender. So we are going to get this off first. And again, it doesn't matter how you chop it. The garlic isn't even chopped either. Okay, got that there. And also, we are going to take one of my favorite ingredients, adobe sauce, chipotle peppers, however you want to mention it, regardless of the fact it's chipotle peppers. You're going to give it a nice spiciness to it, a nice hotness to it, you know. For you people who like less hot, then you probably want to use probably half of this. I've measured this at a full cup. So you can go half a cup if you don't like spices, but me on the other hand, I do enjoy the spice, especially in my chili. So we're going to add this ingredient into the blender. Make sure you get all of that. And our next ingredient, which is a very odd ingredient to be making a chili with, is marinara sauce, spaghetti sauce. It doesn't matter what kind. Me on the other hand, I'm using a garlic, tomato, basil spaghetti sauce, ragu, any kind would work out with this. Or you could make your own sauce for you extreme chefs out there who like to do everything natural and fresh. Thumbs up to you guys. But I'm using a canned tomato sauce. This will give us nice sweetness to it and a nice savory smell. Aromatics are a very important thing here. Again, if you can't get it all in there, you can do it in two different portions. I managed to get it in there. Okay, set that to the side. And I have a 2/3 of a cup of olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil, I would say. It makes out for a much thicker sauce. You're gonna add half of that in the beginning, and the other half is gonna go in a pot once we cook the meat. Okay, so right now we're actually going to implement the top and hope this doesn't explode. We're going to set it on mix. That should be enough. You don't want to over mix it. It'll become water, and it's not going to make out for a good chili. That smells amazing. You've got to smell that. Take a look at that. Looks good, doesn't it? Wait until it's done. So for right now, we're going to set that right there, and we're going to get into our meat base. I know some of you might not be big fans of ground turkey. Me on the other hand, I love ground turkey. This is extra lean ground turkey from Genio. That's the preferred brand, I would say. It's much more leaner. It actually tells the truth. Extra lean. It is extra lean. It's not too much grease. It does create its own fats, but those are very flavorful because of it is a turkey. You could use ground chicken. You could use ground beef. Me on the other hand, I've never made it with ground beef, but I always make a ground turkey. It makes out for a really great chili. So I have about 2 pounds in this pan. So once we get over to the aisles, I'm going to show you how to cook it, what to season it with. And our final ingredient will be a mixture. This is a mixture of black organic beans and red organic kidney beans. They're all canned. You can boil them yourself, or like I say, all you extreme chefs out there, you can boil them yourself if you prefer to. But me on the other hand, I figure it works well with canned items as well. They're organic. Organic food is good for you. So right now, what we're going to do if you can just follow me around, we're going to take our extra lean turkey. We're going to go right over to the aisle. Make sure you grab your 2/3 cup of olive oil. Follow me. Okay, we have our olive oil. We're going to take a look at what kind of pot we're using. We're using a stainless steel pot, non-stick, so that things work out better. I know some of you might be using a pan. That's perfectly fine as well to be using a pan. I find out this to work better because you're able to get all of the ingredients in at one time and not have to use so many different dishes, because no one likes to wash dishes after cooking, right? So you get that in there. You right now my aisle is on medium high so that I don't burn anything. I'm taking my extra lean ground turkey. I'm going to now put it in. You'll hear it sizzle. There you go. That's the sound you want to hear. That way you know it's not burning. The louder it is, the quicker it's cooking, the less done it's going to be, and the more burnt it's going to end up. So I'm putting it in there. Again, you could use ground chicken, which is one of my favorites also, or you could use ground beef, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have handy. That's perfectly fine. It won't alternate too much. It'll alternate the texture of the chili. It'll be much thicker with the ground beef as opposed to this ground turkey. So I'm going to take my slope-sided spooler. You want to make sure you get everything mixed right in really good. Smells great. And again, after it's in there, you can turn it up to a little bit past medium high. I do have an electric stove, so it's a bit difficult to manage the heat. Set that to the side. Only thing I'm gonna use in here is I'm gonna use ground cayenne pepper, just a little bit. Just serenade in the meat. I'm using Italian seasoning to give it that awesome aromatic. And you're going to use about a tablespoon of kosher salt. Make sure you mix that up really good. You don't want to over mix. You don't want all of it to break apart. You want some chunks in there so that it'll make up for a really good bite. Okay. Once that's cooking, you'll turn it to high, depending on if you have electric or gas, or however you may do it. Just make sure that the meat is cooking. Okay. We're gonna let that meat sit there and cook around. And once again, our lovely chili sauce. We're going to take this. You can add it in while it's kind of underdone. I particularly like to do it because then the chili sauce gets to mix with the meat as it cooks, and it'll add more flavor, and the aroma will release, and whoever you're serving tonight will be actually pretty excited when dinner time hits. Follow me once again. Okay, now we're cooking. I wish you guys could smell this. Okay, it's cooking a bit rapid right now. That's what you'll be looking for right now in the later stages of the cooking process. You're gonna take this whole thing. You're gonna pour it in different portions. I'm gonna pour half in right now. I'm gonna mix this up. Make sure you get it mixed up really good. Let that cook for a little bit. We're going to let that cook for a little bit, set this to the side. Then we're going to talk more about our beans over here and why I chose these beans. Kidney beans and black beans are a very traditional way of making chili, particularly for a much more spicier chili. They absorb more of the flavor. They make up for a better texture with every bite. Whether you put them on chili cheese fries, you can put them on a hot dog. Me personally, I like to just eat it plain with some rice, preferably some cornbread on the side. Mix that together. You guys know what I'm talking about. Just like how Grandma used to make it, right? We're gonna add that in about halfway through the cooking process. And other than that, I do want to share with you guys who I am, a little bit about myself. Once again, my name is Marcus Davis. For all my family members out there, friends and stuff, how you doing? I've been professionally cooking for 5 years now, fresh out of Culinary Arts School, St. Joseph Culinary Arts, which is located in Venice. Big ups to them. They've opened the door for me in more ways than I could have ever imagined. I like to think that I'm particularly a very good chef for the age that I am. I'm 25 years old. I've come a long way. Very rough background, as of a lot of guys out there, a lot of women out there, a lot of people born with silver spoons. And I myself, I created this pathway for myself. And now with everything I know up here and everything that I've tasted down here, I'm going to share with you guys right there. So we're going to take our beans now, and we're going to head back over to the aisle. Okay, while you have your beans there, gonna make sure that nothing is sticking or anything in particular. And now you add half the beans. You want to make sure you do not drain all of the juices from the can from the beans, because that adds towards the flavor. You want to make sure you add half of the beans in there. Mix that up real good. Make sure that it's still cooking at a rapid pace so that everything blends together perfectly. Now we're going to finish and we're going to add the rest of our sauce. It's good. Ooh, spicy. I like it. Make sure that's mixed all the way up. And now it's safe to add the other amount of beans. Why not? Got the whole gang in there. Everybody's excited. Beans, ground turkey, everything. Those onions, those good old garlic. I'm a garlic fan, by the way. All you other garlic fanatics out there, you know what I mean. You have people out there who don't like it. I love it. I can eat the things plain. I won't talk to them about it afterwards, but I'll eat the garlic cloves plain and sit in my room all day until my breath calms down. But nonetheless, I feel good on the inside about it. So if you come down here, and now if you take a look at what our finishing product looks like, you'll see the perfect blend, the perfect combination of the beans, the ground turkey, the sauce. As this cooks, it'll lessen, and it will become much more of a potent flavor, much more of a potent chipotle flavor, much more of a potent basil flavor, and it will actually get hotter as it decreases in its total mass. So if you want to eat it like this, you can definitely eat it like this. This is a much more safer way. Me personally, I like to let it cook and serenade for another 30 minutes or so. I like the extreme chipotle hotness to it. One of my favorite spices out there. Actually, it is my favorite spice out there. Other than that, I do want to thank you guys for coming. You're always welcome in my kitchen. And please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting very frequently. This will not be the first and this will not be the last. So I'll have other recipes posted on my channel. Please subscribe. And I'll have my Twitter as well as my Instagram and Facebook also posted, so please follow me. Big things are going to be happening, and I want you guys to be a part of it. So you guys have a wonderful night, and thank you for your audience with ooh, that Chipotle pepper. Oh God. Knife and Fork TV. Good night.